My name is Linda Litteral, and this exhibition, Remember, is very close to my heart. Remember is an immersive installation made up of over 100 hand-knitted banners, each stitch representing a survivor of sexual trauma. This is the beginning of an ongoing project with numerous site-specific installations, working with many volunteers, knitting the banners in different stitch sizes and lengths, using a cotton string that are the colors of skin tones and blood to represent everyone. The banners hang from small house-like forms because so much of this violence happens within spaces that are familiar: homes, relationships, communities, and places where people are supposed to feel safe. I think many people imagine violence as something distant or uncommon, but the reality is much closer to us than we often want to admit. Sexual violence is incredibly prevalent, and it affects people across every background, every age, and every community. It could happen to someone you know, someone you love, your children, or even yourself. For me, sexual violence is one of the cornerstones of patriarchy. It exists within systems of silence, shame, control, and power. Survivors are often taught to stay quiet, to question themselves, or to carry these experiences alone. That silence allows these systems to continue. A huge part of creating this exhibition was helping people to find their voice. I wanted survivors to feel acknowledged, represented, and seen. So many people carry these experiences in silence, sometimes for years or even a lifetime. I hope this installation creates space for people to feel less alone and to know their stories matter. From my humble place as an artist, I believe awareness is one of the most important ways to begin to challenge these systems. Awareness creates conversation, and conversation can create change. Art has always had the ability to question assumptions and open space for transformation. Sometimes art can say things that are difficult to speak aloud directly. It can create empathy. It can make people pause. It can ask us to confront truths we might otherwise avoid. With Remember, I want to create something that people could physically move through and emotionally experience, not just observe from a distance. The knitted banners stream throughout the gallery almost as a collective presence. At first, they may appear soft or delicate, but each stitch represents a person who has experienced sexual trauma. Together, they become a kind of witness. Knitting itself became deeply important to this work. It's traditionally connected to care, domestic labor, tenderness, and protection. Using that process felt meaningful because it contrasts with the violence being addressed. The repetitive act of stitching also became meditative for me, a quiet way of honoring survivors and their experiences. The title Remember has many meanings. It asks us to remember survivors whose experiences are so often ignored, dismissed, or forgotten. It asks us to remember truths that society is uncomfortable facing. And it asks us to remember our responsibility to each other. I don't believe art alone can end violence, but I do believe it can open doors. It can begin conversations. It can interrupt silence. And sometimes that is where transformation starts. To any survivor watching this, I want this work to say that you are seen, your experiences matter, and your voice matters here.